after falling down early. What did you think of the offense and the way you guys come back?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of good things happened tonight, but I think the offense, first inning especially, did a nice job. When you get down 3-0 after 3 hitters, Tommy Edman's been kind of a killer against us. He's been super tough especially against our left-handed pitchers. But a couple things. Boyd salvaged the inning. It looks like nothing's going right. We get out of we finished the inning. First 2 hitters and it's 3-2, and now it's kind of back to scratch almost. And let's go. And then we just did a really nice job against a starting pitcher who's having a really nice season. Really happy for Kevin. Kevin was in a car at 3 o'clock on the way here, essentially late notice, and had a probably his best night in the big leagues. So happy for him, and we just kept adding runs, which against this team you need to do.
You talked about Boyd, and is that what a leader, top of the rotation pitcher does, even when he gets down?
Yeah, I mean, look, he made some mistakes tonight. He made some pitches. He made pretty good pitches the first 2 hitters, and then he made a bad pitch to Edman. He left the changeup up to Alfonso, the catcher, in the 9-hole for the 4th run. But he also pitched. He also gave us 20 outs. And that's a big deal too. So that's one of those nights where maybe you look at the line, if you glance at the box scores, and you're like, he didn't have a good night. He had a really good night. So he did a nice job. Pitched like a pro tonight against a very good offensive team.
It's kind of a cool moment when Carson challenges and the whole stadium's waiting and kind of explodes.
Yeah, when it goes our way with the bases loaded, I think. Yeah, it's a good moment for sure. I mean, the challenge things, obviously there was the one yesterday that, it's hard. You know what I mean? It's hard to put yourself in all the things that are going through your head in that batter's box. There's a lot, and so it's hard. And so we caught a break today. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I think it was a night that kind of highlighted. That's why so much happened. I mean, Seiya made an incredible play. Pedro made an incredible play. We're putting outs on the board there that most teams aren't putting on the board, and those outs don't happen, and you've got men on base with a team that can strike pretty fast. So huge to add some outs. Dansby had a nice play up the middle. Huge to add some outs tonight, like we've done so many times.
The obligatory playoff atmosphere question. The games mean a lot because you're playing against a team that you want to have a better record as falls every.
Well, it's a tough team to beat, man. We played the Yankees, good baseball team, tough team to beat. This is a really good baseball team, and you got to play. You got to play at your best to beat them. And I thought tonight we showed a lot tonight and played a really good game.
When we talked to you earlier, they hadn't announced the play Holmes deal yet. What does that addition mean? Even getting Tyrone Taylor, it's understanding you're looking for a right-handed bat to come off the bench. I mean, how much do those 2 guys help you?
Yeah, I mean, we're adding to the guys that are going to help us, the pitchers that are going to help us, and the depth. And you might look at it and say, oh, we got too many starters. What are we going to do? We'll figure it out. And if that's a problem, I don't consider it a problem. We're going to have to find some different ways and be creative, but we'll do that. And with Tyrone, we're going to. I mean, I think with Tyrone, we're just trying to get a guy that's a good defender, has pop in his bat, has been historically pretty good against left-handed pitching, can run the bases well. So we think he can do a lot. He's accustomed to a bench role, but he can play against left-handed pitching, and I think he's going to play tomorrow. So assuming he can get here, so just like that, I think we have an option. We haven't given Pete an off day, and I'm not necessarily planning on it, but I think we have an option if we should want to.
What were the circumstances surrounding bringing Alcántara here?
It was kind of just like not knowing what was going to happen today, essentially. So we weren't sure we were going to activate him, but no, I guess we were sure we were going to activate him, but we just not knowing what was going to happen. I think there were some roster things going on. If you acquire a certain number of players, we would have had to, we need 40-man roster spots. It was involved in that, and then I really wanted to give Ian a break here a little bit, and so it just kind of worked out.
Obviously, they didn't start the way that you would have wanted, but what allowed for you to kind of settle in and then give the team a strong outing?
Yeah, when when there's weak contact like that, and then just missed on a fastball with Edmund, and kind of same theme after that with Freddie, and just it's when those situations happen, you look at them for what they are and you make the necessary adjustments. And those, it was, you look to the Edmund at bat and it's like, man, he was ready to swing. I knew he was going to swing. I missed middle. Would love for that to be down and away. And the stuff is still there. You just keep attacking. And you never know what run is going to win or lose a ball game. And we have an offense that can hang with anybody. And they went up against a good, talented starter in Robleski tonight, and he's had a heck of a year. And we put together good at bats, and we responded right away, and we just kind of kept going. And it was just an all-around great team win. We played our brand of defense. Seiya had that great relay to a Dansby tag. Carson caught the ball, called a great game back there, and it was solid.
You mentioned a little bit, Craig said you guys showed a lot tonight, the way you played in all phases against the caliber of team that you faced tonight. What do you kind of make of what you showed tonight as a team?
Yeah, it's they're talented, all around, and we played our brand of baseball. And ideally, I don't give up a 3 spot in the first inning to Edmund, but sometimes that happens, and our guys responded right away, and that's I think just it just speaks to who we are. It's going up against a good pitcher like that, right, and going down 3 into the first. It's not ideal, but we fought, right, and it just speaks to our character, and we kept fighting all the way through, and had a big inning off of Scott there too, and that was he's been nails this year, and it was solid. It was it's our brand of baseball not to quit, and that was awesome.
What was your reaction to the team acquiring Gosman and Holmes for rotation?
Yeah, awesome. I played with Goss back in college on Team USA, and his track record speaks for itself. It was fun to watch him in the World Series last year, doing his thing. You bring that kind of experience into our clubhouse. It just makes us better. Same thing with Clay. I got to know him, playing with him, in the WBC this year, and what he's done over his career through, being lockdown closer and, reinventing himself and starting again and then being super successful at it. It's, they just make us better. And, we got a lot better today, and it's awesome, because it's been cool. It's all, anytime you add arms like that to our pitching staff, it's you become a better team.
It's your day to pitch, so your concentration is totally on getting ready whatever way you do. Do you allow yourself to take any of that extraneous stuff in, or you just push your way through that?
If it's there, you gotta pay attention to it. It doesn't become the sole thing, but you pay attention to it, and then you understand what the task at hand is, and you get back to it, right? And there was a lot going on, but it doesn't change what I had to do at 7:05.
Yeah, before the game, you guys was just talking about how much you guys have battled all year, injuries and everything.
Yeah.
To see the front office kind of what you guys are paying guys this aggressive with the deadline, just what does that mean to that room?
It's exciting. It's I've said, right, like whatever moves are made or whatever moves are not made, like we believe in the guys in that clubhouse. But you know, to continue to what I said earlier, right? Like when you're adding, you know, guys of the caliber that we did, right? With the track record of Gossman and Holmes and Zephyr John and you know Taylor, right? Like it's just it's going to make us it's anytime you add those guys to a roster, it's going to make you better. And that's not a knock on anybody, you know, whatever it is. It's just like those guys walk into a clubhouse and you become better, and that's awesome. And you know, we're really grateful for it. And job doesn't change, mission doesn't change. You know, our job is to come out here and attack tomorrow. And you know, we got a good challenge in facing you know, 2-time Cy Young Award winner. But you know, we'll go out there and attack pitch one and go from there.
Can you take us to that first inning? You guys fall behind, but then you come up with that big homer. Just your mindset when you stepped into the batter's box there.
その初回の攻撃の時の自分のマインドセットで、先に点を取られた後に、その打席に立った時の考えた方がいかがでした？
今はもう打線の状態もいいですし、最初初回に3点取られましたけど、特にチーム的には焦ってなかったのかなというふうに思いますし、僕もつなごうという意識で打席に入った結果が、ああいうふうないい形でホームランになったので、良かったかなと思います。
Yeah, I think the condition of the offense right now, I think we're doing pretty well. You know, yes, they scored runs first, but I think nobody was in a rush there. You know, for me, I was just trying to step up there and, you know, get on for the next guy, and that was the results. I think it was good.
You, the first inning there with Ohtani, looked like he was having a little fun with you when you kind of feigned that you were going to catch the ball. What type of relationship do you have, and does that continue good competition throughout the game, but also having a good time with it?
大谷選手が、塁に出た時にちょっとフェイント出して、でちょっとその後にポーズとかやってましたけど、彼とはいい関係を持ってると思いますけど、そのいい関係を持ちながら、その野球の試合の中では、一緒に競い合うっていうのはいかがですか？
特にあんまり他の人のことは僕あんまり考えないんで、彼はああやって楽しんでやってると思いますし、あれが彼が仕草っていうのが彼の本来のスタイルだと思うんで、それはそれでいいのかなと思いますけど、僕はあまりそれに惑わされないようにしっかりゲームに集中してやりたいなっていうふうには思ってます。
Yeah, you know, I feel like I'm not the person to try to think about what other people are doing. You know, I think that's his style and that's the way he plays, and you know, he enjoys it. But you know, for me, I'm just trying to focus on, you know, trying to not lose focus when he's doing that and try to continue to, you know, lock in on the game.
Can you walk us through the play when you threw out Tucker at second, what you saw there?
タッカー選手をセカンドで投げてアウトにしたプレーで、その時のマインドどういか全体的にどうでした？
やっぱり隙のない打線ですし、やっぱり塁にランナーがいるとなかなかやっぱり怖さもある打線なので、やってアウトにできたっていうのはすごく良かったと思いますし、ピッチャーを助けられたっていう意味でも今日はすごく良かったのかなというふうに思います。
Yeah, I think, you know, looking at their lineup, you know, it's a good lineup. They have no holes. And, you know, when there's a runner on, I think there's, you know, fear with that. And I think in that situation, you know, getting him out, I think, you know, takes, you know, one guy off the bases, and I think it helps the pitcher out, so I think it's good.
Arigato.
Thank you.
Can you walk us through your day, kind of when you found out you were coming here, what time you got here, and just how everything went?
Platicarnos sobre el día, cómo llegaste, qué sucedió todo el día de hoy, cómo estuvo todo en general del día, cómo fue el día de hoy.
Un día muy loco, en verdad. Llegué ayer a las 3 de la mañana a Indianápolis y después me levanté a las 12, comí algo y a las 2 vine, a las 3 salí para acá, para Chicago, una cosa de loco y casi llegando al River ahí de Chicago me dijeron que estaba jugando.
It was a crazy day. So I got in Indianapolis around 3 a.m. Then I woke up around noon. I ate something, and then at 2 p.m. I was on my way here. I was told that I needed to be here, and then once I got in, it was around like 5. So it was something crazy, but yeah, it was a really long day.
When the ball left the park, what through your mind?
Muchas emociones encontradas, en verdad, porque estaba esperando ese momento. Sentí que estoy ayudando al equipo en el mejor momento y esperando ese jonrón para darle la bola a mi papá.
Found a lot of emotions, right, that were found. I had been waiting for that moment for a long time, and it felt good. You know, that was such a crucial moment to be able to contribute to the team, and then just waiting to get hopefully to get the ball for my dad.
Were you surprised to get 2 home run pitches from a great pitcher like Wroblewski?
¿Te sorprendió que te lanzaron 2 pitches para jonrón de un pitcher bueno como Wroblewski? ¿Te sorprendió tener 2 picheos de jonrón para jonrón?
No fueron buenos picheos, fue un picheo bueno, lo que pasa es que yo estaba a tiempo para batir esa bola y el otro picheo fue más en el medio, pero fue un buen picheo y me lo enfrenté en el pre-training y peleamos mucho y yo dije, este es mi momento de yo darle un buen batazo.
Yeah, no, those were good pitches, I just felt like my timing was on there, so with the first pitch I fouled off and the second one I was able to really hit it well. I faced him in spring training, and I battled him a lot. So once I was thinking to myself, this is the moment. This is this is the moment right here.
What were the last 48 hours like for you around the trade deadline, knowing that the Cubs were going to be trying to acquire big league talent? Were you worried at all about potentially being traded?
The more crazy is the trio coming over there, Indianapolis. Very late, 3 a.m., but nothing crazy. I'm pretty normal. Play PlayStation in my room, waiting for whatever opportunity or waiting for my next game in Iowa. I'm here. And do the great job. And feel so happy for that.
What is it like being around this team with such high goals and the way that these veteran players kind of go about their business?
The players over there, for nobody, the players over there is pretty good. It's a lot of veterans. It's help a lot of the team. I'm every time waiting for my opportunities. I need to help the team for the good way and help. I'm never say I need to play. I need my opportunity. I don't have opportunity. No, I'm waiting. See, I have more opportunities. I take advantage of opportunity. Okay. See, I not take advantage. It's okay. But I need to continue working, waiting for another opportunity. That's it.
So the ball's going to your dad?
Yep.
What's your dad say?
My father is with me Sunday. He's leaving. Maybe he's in home now. I need to talk with him right now. He's maybe so excited, so happy, because he say, you estás en la mano de Dios. Tú estás en la mano de Dios, mi hijo, y sigue trabajando, que Dios te tiene una buena oportunidad en la vida.
He said you're in God's hands. You're in God's hands, and so God has an incredible opportunity for you.